to happen at the state level. The FA cost implementation plan of blueprint should inform budgeting for FP at the state level. So if the state says these are the things we want to do in 2017 as far as family planning is concerned, all those things, I'm not sure there's anything any state will say they want to do that you can't find inside that blueprint. So just identify it and pick what you want to do for a year. The costing is there, and submit as your family planning budget for 2017.
Okay.
But
So that process.
So should we say?
Of course, those budgeting ones in terms of what the final figure will be is, but the base element in terms of this activity is what we're going to do. It's going to cost this. Then looking at whatever costing those budgeting ones they can add and remove. But the basic item that they want to do in terms of activities, they are all there listed and costed, and that's what they will submit. That these are activities for 2017. These are all budget.
Is it already contained in that blueprint as it were now?
Yeah.
Everything.
Then what are the options now?
So the options, as far as policy is concerned, is to ensure that, okay, at the national level, at least we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
That the FP blueprint informs budgeting for FP at the national level. The state might be difficult because
That is
only
nothing
2 or 4
different
states
yes,
have
it's already there.
Yes, so the other states will be difficult for you to go and tell them to. So policy option for the other state will be to ensure domestication or development of their own CIPs.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I think what you have said actually covers everything.
Yeah.
So let's go to solutions. I guess these solutions we have already captured them in when we were doing this.
This place that you are writing.
Yes, this place.
You are writing those solutions.
I think
flip page.
It's here.
Yeah, that.
I have decided my handwriting will be very bad this afternoon, so we'll see. So we can skip the solutions.
Yeah.
Let's go to consensus building around key resolutions.
Which are the key resolutions?
Consensus building around key.
Well, I think one of the key resolutions are the ones we had already identified. That there's need for us to do serious advocacy and domestic. How do we build consensus around it?
Or do you have segments in the blueprint that we talked about?
The priority areas. But I am not sure we can actually build consensus around priority areas on this table. We can only build consensus around what we have discussed.
Yes, that's the thing. So I think we should let them know that it's not possible for us to build it because we need to bring all the stakeholders together for another day. That is, they need to organize the stakeholders, that is, both the policy makers and all.
So we can say we need a wider stakeholders forum.
Yes, that will include even the policy makers.
Okay.
Including members of. I think
but
they
you
will
see,
have.
if we say this, they will say we've done it before because at the family planning, they won't be too much.
Did you bring the House Committee on Health?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
that.
you need them.
Yes. So it's not too much actually if you call another stakeholders. They burden some money. If there's money.
But let us put it there. Money will come.
I've already put. We need to.
Because really bringing this House Committee members, we have used this severally in the labor movement and it works for us for many issues.
Okay.
Yes. Because there is a small group, you discuss with them, they really get to understand, you hear their own personal opinion on it. You can be sure that when it comes to them, you already know what their mind and their feeling is.
Okay.
Very important.
So thank you. Let's go to recommendations. What are we recommending? This is very important because maybe the national is not getting it right in their approach. So if there's anything that we can say that will help to correct some of the mistakes that are being made, let's bring them up. I think those are the kind of things we need to hear in this recommendation.
One recommendation I want to make is that, like, during the period that since this family FP issue mainly revolves around the women and the children, there should be need to involve the women, involve them. It should be not somebody ready to involve them.
We need to involve women
because they are the major stakeholders. You know, it concerns them. Let them be the ones saying it the way it is, with that passion. You know.
But yes, that's true. But you see that it has always been women.
It's women.
It has always been women. You go to the health facilities, it's women. But they are powerless. There's a limit to how much they can influence things. If you want family planning and your husband says no family planning, what would you do? So, but it's also good to involve them when in terms of let them be aware. Because there are women in the National Assembly who are not even aware of family planning.
Plenty.
So in that case, I think I agree. But so we can reframe it to say involve women in key policy making.
Oh yeah, key policy making position.
Because I believe if some of these women know that this thing is good, they proceed. Like this former head of service that came.
You see the way
tells you that she cannot joke with
passionately this because she has really experienced it. She knows it. She's passionate about it.
Yes.
You know.
We involve women in key policy making positions in family planning discourse.
This is group 4, and you helped me remove the N in Nigeria. So I read a book in secondary school that was Around the World in 80 Days. I'll never forget that book. That's what I just did now, having to go so fast. So those errors are unavoidable. Help me remove the N. It's Nigeria family planning. Okay. So let me go to the topic. Nigerian family planning blueprint. The topic, subtopic, status of funding and prospects for implementation in the future. So the issues we identified were inadequate awareness of the existence or content of the family planning blueprint. You would agree with me that even in this meeting, some people are not aware of the family planning blueprint. So not to talk of people outside. There's inadequate follow-up at the state level. So states were supposed to develop their specific costed implementation plans, which is the only way to go because you will now know that this is how the state will implement the blueprint. But the follow-up has not been very good, and I think part of the reason is financial resources. Another issue is inadequate funds to support states to develop their costed implementation plans. So everything is about money. If there's no money to support the process, then states cannot go ahead and develop these plans. Next slide. The challenges we identified are the first, dwindling national financial resources. This is actually a threat. You know that some states have not even paid their salaries for months. And we just thank God that at the national level, people are receiving their salaries. So it's a threat to this family planning blueprint implementation. Then we identified socio-cultural beliefs. If I don't believe in family planning, there's no way you can make me invest in family planning. So it's a threat. Then we have political will. Up until now, you know that we don't have very good political will to support family planning. We are on our way, but we've not gotten there yet. And that is why we have budgetary problems. People are not ready to put down money for family planning. Next. Approaches to overcoming challenges. We need massive awareness creation on the Nigerian family planning blueprint through print and electronic media, as well as town hall meetings. You know, town hall meetings brings you face to face with the people, and you're able to take their. I think that's a strategy we can adopt. Someone said, "Don't think outside the box, throw away the box." So that's what we are trying to do. Then advocacy to key policymakers, the private sector and FBOs and so on. Anybody that can impact on family planning. And we know that advocacy is not a one-off thing. We need to continue to do advocacy. So for people to begin to see the need to support this family planning blueprint. Then male involvement. And when we talk of male involvement, we're not talking about just the men here. We are talking about men outside there, like one of our group members said, even in the beer parlors, those who go to beer parlors, in the cinema hall, in the market, the men, we need to reach them to be aware that there's this document and they should demand for their rights. Can we move? Progress made and success recorded. We know that the family planning blueprint was launched and disseminated not too far back at the family planning conference that took place here in Abuja. Some members of our group thought that was not exactly a dissemination, because even though copies of this blueprint were given to the participants from the state, some of them probably did not even share those copies with their policymakers at the state level. So you only just gave them. So if we talk about proper dissemination, you need to hold a stakeholders meeting, educate people about the family planning blueprint, and then make plans for making sure they distribute them or disseminate them at the state level. Then some states have commenced the process of developing their CIPs, like Lagos and Kaduna states. They have commenced the process. And we understand that Kwara State has already developed her family planning blueprint. So we hope that other states will also go in the same direction. Next. The policy options. We feel the Nigerian family planning blueprint should be used to inform allocation of financial resources at all levels. It should guide budgeting. So if we have to budget, because everything you need to know about how to implement family planning is in that family planning blueprint. So when you are doing your budget, you just use it to allocate resources. Is there any next slide? So recommendations. We feel women in key policy making positions need to be involved in family planning or in this implementation of the family planning blueprint. I cast your mind back to the former head of service that was here in the morning. You could see the passion in her because she had a situation that makes her believe in family planning. We need increased involvement of FBOs and the private sector. So we need to do more to involve the private sector in pushing this implementation. And finally, we need a policy to make the private sector organizations to set aside a certain percentage of their profits for family planning activities. You know, we have very rich companies like, I don't want to mention names before they sue me. So, thank you very much.